Hi, this is Carlos Cousins, and the following is an SAT short passage question that is asking us for what a passage implies. For this sort of passage, you have to try to find the thesis of the passage, which is a little bit more difficult than for a long passage question, where you always know it's going to be somewhere in the first paragraph or the first sentence of the second paragraph. Here, it could be sort of anywhere. And once you've found what the thesis of the passage is, the implication of the thesis sentence is specifically what we're looking for. Yes, the passage as a whole, but we're very much worried about what the thesis is saying. So for this particular passage, after you've read it, hopefully you've come to the conclusion that the idea here is the following. That even though Goldie Hawn is an Academy Award-winning actress, right? It's her daughter, Kate Hudson, right? That has, despite that fact, managed to forge a successful career in her own right. And the point is, like it says here, no small task considering her mother's fame. So this one little bit of the entire passage here is what we're talking about. Every single sentence that follows is in some way evidence to support that claim. Hudson says her mother never pushed her to become an actress, blah, blah, blah. Hawn insisted she finish school before pursuing her acting career. There was a lot of difficulty that came out of the fact that her mother was a successful actress, and her mother's influence on her daughter's decision to become an actress. But despite that, she was able to become one and be very successful at it. So what does this imply, right? The passage implies that it was challenging for Kate Hudson to gain recognition as an actress because comparisons between Hudson and her mother were unavoidable. So if the whole point is that it was difficult for her to be an actress because of her mother's fame, that sounds like a really good answer choice. But let's look at the other ones. Her parents refused to support her decision. It doesn't say that. And if you thought that was the case because it says here that Hawn insisted she finish school before pursuing her acting career, it still says before pursuing her acting career. So maybe not at first after getting an education, but the idea was that, you know, if she wanted to be an actress, she could. She could never be sure her decision was the correct one. We don't know that necessarily. That would be an assumption. It says, Hudson says the choice to take up acting was difficult. So in the past, it was a very difficult choice to make, and she wasn't sure in the past. We're not sure if she believes that today. Her fame prevented her from being taken seriously. It looks like the only reference here to any difficulty about being taken seriously as an actress from anyone you could infer comes from people who know Goldie Hawn. Her mother was famous, and they know, well, this is only her daughter, so she doesn't deserve fame just because of, you know, being her daughter. But it doesn't say anywhere that it was her fame that she gained alone, that prevented her from being taken seriously. That doesn't get said anytime in the passage. She never finished school. Again, we don't know. It doesn't say that anywhere. In fact, we can only guess that she did because her mom wanted her to finish school. It doesn't say whether or not she actually did. And again, for these passages, the only thing you want to do is once you've figured out what the thesis is, the answer choice is just going to be another rewording of that thesis. Each of these sentences alone couldn't encapsulate the entire meaning of the passage because the other sentences don't back them up in the way that don't provide evidence for it in the way that every other sentence provides evidence for this particular phenomenon over here. You want to watch out for that one key sentence that we're calling the thesis statement. And the answer choice will always be, for implies passages, main idea passages, will always be a rewording of that main thesis sentence. It's literally that repetitive, guys. I hope that you found this video helpful, and happy prepping.